Hi, I'm Miss Carmagno, and today's lesson is on categorizing events in history. Specifically, we're going to be talking about what kinds of events go into the three categories of social, political, and economic. First, I want to talk about why you would bother to categorize your history events. First of all, when you put the information that you're learning into categories, it helps you learn that information. Second, when you put information into categories, you build more pathways in the brain, so you remember the information better, and you're more likely to be able to remember it when you need it. Next, when you highlight social, political, and economic events in your Cornell Notes, that is part of the requirement that will get you an A grade on your Cornell Notes. You can see my PowerPoint on A grade Cornell Notes or Advanced Cornell Notes at the same site that you found this video. And last, you can use these categories in essays and critical thinking questions to make your writing more advanced. The categories of social, political, and economic are appropriate for both high school and college level work. The first category I want to talk about is the political category. The kinds of things that go into this category are anything having to do with government, anything about the leaders of government, anything having to do with laws or rules made by the government, voting and other ways that governments make decisions, the type of government you're talking about, anything having to do with war, anything having to do with the military, and anything having to do with courts or the process that's used to judge laws. The next category is economic. Economic things involve anything having to do with money. This can be jobs and trade. It can also be the money that a country has, like its resources, its wealth, or its raw materials. Economic systems fall into this category, like whether or not a country is communist or capitalist, and taxes fall into this category. The last category is social. The social category covers things having to do with people, specifically their culture and how they organize themselves. So you can talk about religion, education, the foods or music or other aspects of culture, the media that is used in the society, the language that is spoken there, and also how the society organizes itself into social classes. Now, you may find in looking at any particular historical event that all of these things apply. There are social, political, and economic aspects to virtually every event in history. When you're trying to decide what to highlight or underline in your notes, or how to categorize information for an essay or a critical thinking problem, you want to think about what is the event mostly. Is it mostly about leaders and only a little bit about the decisions they made about money? Is it mostly about people and their culture and only a little bit about what jobs they do? You want to highlight whatever the event is, which of these categories is featured the most or predominantly. And that is the category you should put the event into. Sometimes you just have to make a judgment call. You'll have to pick between one of these three categories, and you could probably make all three categories work. So at that point, you want to pick the event and the category that serves the question you're trying to answer and supports your thesis or your claim. I hope this helps clarify what goes into each category and helps you organize your notes a little bit better. That's the end of this lesson on social, political, and economic categorizing for history.